Today, I'm going to talk about something you've probably never heard of: Asteroid Mony. The celestial body known as the gatekeeper of subconscious money flow is quietly operating beneath the surface, influencing the entire financial reality of anyone. Have you ever felt like you're not truly poor, but you're always short on money? It's not that you don't earn, but no matter how much you make, you can't seem to keep it. It's not that you don't get opportunities, but every time you get close, something happens. Maybe a small slip, an unexpected issue, or simply you just can't quite touch that money flow. It's always there, but it's like it's been locked behind some invisible barrier. And then you blame yourself. Maybe I'm just not good enough. You try new methods, pick up new skills, read more finance books, but the block stays blocked. The problem isn't your wallet. In modern astrology, there's a little-known asteroid called Mony. Its name sounds like money, and that's no coincidence. Asteroid Mony doesn't represent cash, assets, or your ability to earn like Venus does. It represents buried money flow, unconscious financial patterns, suppressed memories, limiting beliefs passed down through your lineage, childhood, or emotional wounds linked to money. If Venus is how you spend, receive, and love money, then Mony is the part of you that quietly rejects resources, pushes money away without realizing it, and still carries hidden beliefs like having a lot of money causes problems. It's safer to stay under the radar. Living simply keeps me from being envied. Money usually works quietly in the background, but when it goes retrograde, like it is now, it resurfaces. It illuminates all the beliefs that have been silently blocking your money flow. And right now, Mony is retrograding through the 8th house, known in astrology as the house of what is buried. The 8th house relates to shared assets, inheritances, loans and debts, financial crises that make no logical sense, hidden power and control, and especially the fear of losing what you finally gain. So it's not just money that's blocked. Your right to hold on to wealth, your financial autonomy, your ability to live abundantly are also being locked away. And the one holding that key is you. The older version of you still living by outdated promises made to the world. Your financial situation is a symptom. The real question is, do you believe you deserve to receive, hold, and use resources freely? Or are you still thinking, as long as I have enough to live, that's fine. If I have too much, I might lose it all. If I suddenly do well, people will say I've changed. Mony, in its role as the gatekeeper of your subconscious money flow, is now reversing course, knocking on the door of the 8th house. And each of us is being invited to descend into the basement of memory where money once got buried, to name the fear and take back the power to manage our finances on our own terms. And if there's one zodiac sign that understands the fear of holding money is dangerous, it's Scorpio, where Asteroid Mony is currently taking residence. Because to Scorpio, money has never just been about possessions. Its power, its boundaries, it's the place where every buried fear gets exposed. It's not that Scorpio doesn't know how to make money. Quite the opposite. You're one of the signs with the strongest financial intuition, sharp enough to spot opportunity and deep enough not to fall for illusions. But here's the strange part. Every time money gets close, you retreat. This July, Asteroid Mony is retrograding right in Scorpio, and doing so from the 8th house, the house of buried power, blocked resources, and financial wounds from the past. For you, this is no longer about how to make more money. It's about this: how can I trust myself enough to keep money without sabotaging, running, or rejecting it? A square between Mony and Pluto, your ruling planet, is hitting a very deep layer. That place inside you where you once learned having money is dangerous. Maybe it was a big loss in the past, maybe a betrayal tied to money, or maybe you simply witnessed how money and emotional pain always went hand in hand in your family. And so you chose not to step into power, just to avoid being hated, envied, or losing yourself. And the way you've avoided power is by avoiding money. You say no to opportunities, you lower your rates, you spend everything before you ever feel full. But that no longer serves you, because Pluto is opening a new landscape, where you no longer need to live as a smaller version of yourself. You don't have to shy away from the spotlight just to stay safe. You don't have to turn down what you truly deserve just because someone close might not understand. You are stepping into a time where holding money is a form of healing. Asteroid Mony retrograde is the perfect moment to reflect on how you've been cutting off your own financial flow. Are you automatically assuming business isn't for you? Always saying, "I'm not good with money"? Or spending it all as soon as it comes, telling yourself, "I don't need much anyway"? Those aren't your true personality traits. They're just temporary armor you once wore to survive, but now it no longer fits. And if you don't take it off, you'll keep living in the space of almost had it but never quite got there. July is the month for Scorpio to begin speaking their worth without fear of being misunderstood. To learn how to talk about money naturally, clearly, unapologetically. To learn how to keep boundaries in financial relationships. And to learn how to step into the role of the one who chooses instead of always standing behind. If an old opportunity returns, don't overlook it. If someone offers support, don't reflexively turn it down. And if you feel like it's finally time to unlock the vault within yourself, then July is your moment. Because this time, you don't need to hide. You need to stand tall and hold on to what's always been yours. If for Scorpio, money gets blocked because of the fear of power and sacrifice, then for Pisces, it gets stuck on a more elusive level, where you believe that simply being kind is enough. But this July, Mony no longer lets you stay outside the flow of real-world exchange. There was a time when you truly believed, "If I live with integrity, the universe will take care of the rest." You lived with sincerity, you helped others, you asked for little, but over time you started to notice, money doesn't naturally flow to the good-hearted. It flows to those clear-eyed enough to keep it, aware enough to call it in, and strong enough to negotiate for it. This July, with Asteroid Mony retrograding in the 8th house, the place tied to deep assets, karmic debt, and buried personal power, Pisces is being invited to step out of the waiting for the universe mode. Because if you don't confront your unconscious financial patterns, money will remain nothing more than a beautiful dream that always feels just out of reach. The trine between Mony and Venus opens a subtle yet powerful current of support for Pisces, especially when it comes to redefining your own value. But a trine doesn't bring results unless you activate it. And for you, the work isn't about manifesting wealth. It's about stopping the habit of overlooking the ways your value is leaking away. Are you letting others decide the worth of your effort? Have you ever thought, "It's fine, this is good enough"? Do you feel uneasy when conversations turn to money? If yes, then it's not because you're undeserving. It's because you've long equated goodness with lack. Pisces is the final sign of the Zodiac, and also the one that carries the most collective memory. Many people born under this sign carry unconscious vows such as, "I live to help others. I don't need much, just enough to get by." Feeling invigorated, "I can't be wealthy and still be a good person." Those vows weren't wrong for a time. But if you're still living by them in 2025, you'll likely find yourself caught in constant conflict. You want abundance, but you turn it away when it comes too close. Money arrives, you give it all away. You have extra, you spend it quickly. Opportunities appear, you hesitate, thinking, "Should I really take this?" Asteroid Mony hasn't come to reward you. It's here to expose the beliefs that make you withdraw, right when you're about to hold on to money. This July, the energetic current is inviting you into a new state of being. No more dreaming, no more bargaining. It's time to redefine your value, clearly, unapologetically. Because living simply doesn't mean living in lack. Helping others doesn't mean forgetting yourself. And yes, you can be a kind person and still be rich. If you find yourself always there but not quite, so close to receiving but then stepping back, this is the moment to pause and ask yourself, who taught you that? Maybe you once saw how money made adults fight, so you quietly learned to avoid it. Maybe someone close to you lost everything, and ever since you've lived in quiet caution. Or maybe you've simply never seen anyone around you hold on to money with ease and peace. But here's what you need to remember. You don't need anyone's permission to live abundantly. You don't need to whisper your desires. You just need to know this. Your value is not up for negotiation in this time. You're not accepting less than what you're worth. If for Pisces, the money flow is blocked by being too kind and forgetting their right to receive, then for Virgo, the issue isn't kindness. It lies in an operating system that's too strict. You don't reject money, but you reject anything that doesn't meet your standards. And sometimes because you need too much certainty, you end up dropping the very thing that was just within reach. Virgo is capable, so capable that no one questions your ability. You know how to earn money. You know how to control spending. You know how to plan for worst-case scenarios. The problem is, you're so good, you don't trust what comes easily. And this July, the universe is asking you, are you sure every opportunity needs to be triple-checked before it's worth trusting? Asteroid Mony is currently retrograding, and its aspects are directly hitting Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury in the charts of many Virgos. Not only that, Mony is moving backward through the 8th house, the domain tied to deep financial worries, loss, and the fear of losing control. And for Virgo, this is a very sensitive zone. You're not afraid of hard work. You're afraid of losing everything. You're not afraid to earn from zero. You're afraid of waking up one day not knowing where your money went. You're not afraid of being wrong. You're afraid that you're not enough to hold something long-term. As a result, every time a new financial flow or opportunity is about to arrive, you start overthinking, doubting, analyzing, delaying, and then you don't dare to hold it. The money slips through your hands, not because you lack the skill, but because you fear you're not perfect enough to keep it. Maybe from a young age you were taught, whatever you do, make a plan. You grew up with the belief that money comes from careful calculation, step by step, penny by penny. And that's why, when the universe brings you something unexpected, an opportunity outside the plan, beyond your roadmap, your first instinct is suspicion. But money hasn't come so you can write a better backup plan. It's come to help you look at the unconscious pattern that's been making you reject compensation. Have you ever lowered your price just because you thought, this was too easy? Have you ever declined a financial gift because you felt you didn't deserve it yet? You're not stingy, but you may be living with a financial model so rigid it's suffocating your money flow. And Mony's inviting you to take a closer look at that. This July, the energetic current is calling Virgo to release just enough control so that money can actually move. You don't need to be 100% certain before you take a step forward. You only need to realize, sometimes it's the constant need for certainty that makes you miss what was already clear. You can plan, but you can also allow good things to happen without having to be absolutely worthy to keep them. If an opportunity shows up, don't analyze it until it dries out. If money starts flowing, don't ask, what if it stops? You don't need to be perfect to be wealthy. You just need to stop double-checking yourself every time something good is about to arrive. And this time, you don't need to recalculate 3 times. You just need to nod and hold it. If, for Virgo, the money flow is blocked by the fear of making mistakes and the pressure to get it right from the start, then for Sagittarius, the block doesn't come from anxiety. It comes from a deep belief in freedom. A belief that once helped you live boldly, but now might be holding you back. Because you wonder, if I have money, will I still be me? Sagittarius has always believed that freedom is the most important thing. You don't live for money. You don't trade your ideals for stability. But sometimes it's exactly that belief that makes you live with less, even though you're more than capable of having more. This July, Mony is retrograding through the 8th house, activating a deep space Sagittarius rarely explores. The space where money intersects with your right to live by your own truth. A powerful aspect between Mony and Jupiter, your ruling planet, is highlighting a core paradox. You want more, but you're afraid that having money will somehow make you less yourself. Maybe you've thought, money is a trap. People with money lose their essence. Holding on to ideals is more important than holding on to wealth. But Mony isn't asking you to choose between money and freedom. It's asking you this: if money is what helps you go further, are you willing to hold it? instead of seeing it as something that holds you back. Sagittarius is the sign of the journey and of ideals. You're always looking forward, seeking to live with meaning, unbound by material attachment. But when it comes to money, sometimes that very mindset is what makes you miss out. It's not that you don't need money, it's that you want money to come with a reason. You don't want to accumulate just for the sake of it. You need to feel that the flow of money is helping you live fully, live boldly, live with purpose. And that's also why every time a financial opportunity appears, if it doesn't feel clean enough or noble enough, you're willing to walk away. Money is shining a light on this exact pattern. Are you discerning? Or are you rejecting just because you're afraid more money will change you? This July, the current energy doesn't ask you to change who you are. It only asks, are you willing to update your definition of freedom? Because true freedom doesn't come from avoiding money. It comes from holding on to resources. So you can go further, live wider, and choose your path with intention. You don't have to sacrifice what you believe in. You only need to pause and ask yourself, are you blocking your own flow with an outdated belief? You once drew your bow to aim for your highest vision. Now is the time to draw it again, to hold on to what matters. Not to keep running, but to stay, with a resource strong enough to carry you forward your way. Because sometimes the greatest freedom isn't in rejecting all attachments, but in daring to hold on without feeling like you've betrayed your truth. And this is the moment. You rewrite your relationship between money and freedom, not as opposites, to take on life as allies, walking side by side. You're not lacking money. You're simply standing in front of a flow that was once interrupted by old patterns, limiting beliefs, the kind you may have never even named. And this time, money hasn't come to teach you how to make money. It's here to remind you. It's time to reclaim your right to hold resources with clarity, freedom, and your own sense of worth. Each zodiac sign has its own kind of block. Each person has their own way of turning away from the flow. But if you've made it this far, reading to these very last lines, then chances are you're ready. Leave a comment below. I'm ready for money to unlock my money flow. Because it's only when you say it that the current truly begins to move. If any part of this message resonates with something deep inside you, hit that subscribe button. Because Mony is always moving month after month. And this journey of unlocking your inner resources doesn't end with July.